Okay, hello and
Go.
hello everyone. Welcome to our meeting about Smofcon Europe, the unique opportunity we have this year. And it will be Marguerite Smith and myself who will present it to you. So Marguerite, if you will introduce yourself.
Absolutely. Hi, everybody. My name is Marguerite Smith. I am part of the Smofcon Europe team, and I'm really looking forward to bringing this convention to Lisbon in this first part of December this year.
Yeah. And my name is Marcin Kłak. I also use the nickname Alqua this year, and I'm very excited as it's a very interesting convention, and it is long time since it has been in Europe for the last time. And as you can see here, we have the dates where we would like to hold it on between. We will hold it between 3rd and 5th of December in Lisbon. And if I may, I will firstly maybe introduce a bit what Smofcon is, as it may not be known to some of you or to most of you even. So Smofcon is a convention for convention runners, so very much like a congress we're at right now. However, it's a little bit older. So the first Smofcon was held in 1984 in Virginia. And the name comes from the acronym SMOF, which is Secret Masters of Fandom, which I believe in the beginning was created, like to sound maybe a little bit offensive. However, it was then changed rather into a joke, and it's just functioning rather as a joke or description of doing fandom-related things, organizing conventions, etc. Right now. And it's important to know that Smofcon, especially initially, was very closely related to Worldcon running fandom. So a lot of topics were concentrated on Worldcon and how to run a Worldcon. However, program right now consists of both items that are related to running Worldcons as items that are related to any other conventions, and some of them, of course, will be related to both of them. So it's an interesting event. I have been to one Smofcon in Boston a few years ago, and there is a lot to learn whether you are interested in Worldcons or not. And why we said it's a unique opportunity, it's because although it's taking place since 1984, it was held in Europe only 3 times. Both of these were in UK in 1993 and 2001, and once it was in the Netherlands in 2011. So this December will be only the 4th time in almost 40 years history of SMOFCON that it will be in Europe. So I think it's a very good opportunity to be there and to check how it looks like. And on to you, Marguerite.
Absolutely. So we have chosen Lisbon as our host city for this year. We knew that we wanted to bring it back to Europe, and we actually polled the current attendees and asked, did they want someplace perhaps in the north where things had been, Amsterdam, the UK, so on, or did they want it in the south where it might be a little bit warmer? And very overwhelmingly, they said, please take us south. So we said, okay, Lisbon it is. While we were looking through venues, we settled on the VIP Arts Hotel, which is located in a neighborhood of Lisbon known as Oriente. And it's a lovely hotel, which you can see from the mural outside has, comic art outside, lots of art indoors. There are function spaces, restaurants, relaxing spaces, all within the hotel. And then here on this slide, you can see that there are a number of facilities around the area as well. There are that entire green stretch that you see along the right-hand side is a national park where the expo was held. And we've also got a number of a number of restaurants, a number of pharmacies, a number of facilities outside, and there is within walking distance or short car journey the Vasco da Gama shopping mall. So just about anything you can think of, it is all within close distance of the venue itself, including, as you might see in the the happy hour menu, what for most of us is considered relatively cheap drinks. So that is another important aspect of Smofcon, is the socializing. It doesn't all have to be alcohol related, but there is quite a lot of networking and just talking and meeting new people, meeting old friends. Now, I mentioned that it was in a neighborhood of Lisbon. So you can see on this map here that it is a little bit, it's about 15 minutes outside of the city center. It is about 5 minutes away from the airport. We know that many people do value their convenience from the airport to the venue and back again. And we know as well, we've taken the public transport, we've taken taxis, that it is about 15 minutes from the venue into the city center. However, as you can see from many of these pictures, Lisbon is beautiful. It is also very hilly. So for those members who might find it difficult to walk around or move themselves around, we are also working with a scheme to help fund some of that, to provide accessibility, to help people fund taxis, to help people fund things that will help them get around the city a bit more.
Yeah.
However,
Okay.
it's something we're very much looking forward to.
Yeah. So we will talk about the fandom also in the next slide. However, here I wanted to introduce the current rates on membership. So how much it will cost to attend Smofcon. So Smofcon is definitely more expensive than Congress is. As you can see, the full attending rate is €70. However, first Smofcon is just €20. And also we have the supporting or virtual membership for €40. So I wanted to talk a bit about this one because it's quite important thing to mention, that we all know where we stand right now with the pandemic. We all hope and we believe that it will be possible to hold a Smofcon, like an in-person convention, in December this year. However, of course, the vaccination is not going with the same speed everywhere. So we acknowledge that there may be fans who may not be able to participate or will be afraid to go to a foreign trip in December this year. So this virtual membership gives you the possibility to wait till, to buy it and wait more time before you will make a final decision whether you will go or just attend it online. What is important is that we did not yet have finalized the plans on what exactly will be streamed online. We are committed to stream at least a few items every day so that whoever will be attending remotely will have interesting and valuable program to participate in. However, of course, the exact amount will also depend on the pandemic situation, not only in Portugal, but in Europe and the whole world, in US as well. So if we will see that there is more and more people who want to be only virtual and not attending, then probably we will consider making a little bit more program available virtually, depending on the needs and what we can expect. So we can promise there will be a program, so it will be worth to attend. However, how many items exactly, this will depend on what exactly will be happening in the world at this place. And we will show you a link to the website later on, so you can register there. And on our website, you can also see the information which we called, let's say, COVID statement. So more or less what I now said, that we are committed to having an in-person event with the virtual aspect to it, so that everyone who would like to participate would be able to do so. When it comes to other prices, of course, here are the prices of the hotel rooms. So you can see that a single room per night is €74 and double room per night is €84. On top of that, it's €2 per person per night of the local tourist tax that Lisbon is having. So this is more or less how it will look on the site. And here we're going to local fandom. Marguerite, will you?
Yes, I'd be delighted. One of the other reasons that we chose Lisbon was not just for the weather and the beautiful facilities and the city itself, but also because there is a lively fandom of science fiction and fantasy and horror and steampunk and comics and everything that we're looking for to reach out to as part of Smofcon. Because although Smofcon itself is primarily for convention runners who are already running conventions to talk to each other, there are two other aspects that we really want to emphasize. And one is that we talk to convention runners who are doing other things. So, for example, you can see the Steampunk Festival in the lower right-hand corner here. Their information, they actually hold their Steampunk Festival in a train museum. They use venues in different ways. They organize items in different ways. They talk about different topics. They use different sorts of setups. And so we want to learn from them and discuss things through. But also we want to reach out to people who maybe haven't organized conventions before, but might think about it. Either they want to get involved in their local fandom, or they want to build a fandom and a convention scene that isn't maybe there right now. And we want to help start to develop the people who are interested in this and continue to build the worldwide community. So what we've got, these people in Lisbon, as I said, the Steampunk Festival is held in the Train Museum. There are other conventions. They've got a big Comic-Con actually in December as well. One of our chairs has already said if it happens on the same weekend, we're going to have to call him because he'll actually be at the Comic-Con. We'll have to get him to come back every once in a while. They put on comic and art launches. They do all sorts of little film festivals and big film festivals, and really reach out to their local fans and are really tapped into what their local fandom are looking for. And in fact, most of the fans that we're working with, the local Lisbon fans who are helping us on the team, are also looking to reach more widely. They themselves are looking at perhaps running a Eurocon bid, for example. So they want to start reaching out to fan convention runners outside of Portugal, throughout Europe, to start to see what does that involve? What does that look like? How can they make the strongest case for themselves as well?
Yeah. Okay, so the next thing is to say, let's say, who we are. So you can see here our team with Vincent Doherty and James Bacon being our chairs. The rest of the team is mentioned here below. I will not go about every person and say what each of us exactly is doing or was doing before. I will just mention briefly that we have convention runners from different countries, even from different continents. We have people who are artists. We have people who worked on different levels, including the chair level at WorldCons. So the team has a lot of experience. Some of them has also experience in Smofcons. For me, it will be the second Smofcon, so I'm not the one who has a lot of this experience, but in general, we have a lot of experience, and we also are looking, because Smofcon is about a community. This is what Marguerite mentioned, that it's not only about having a program, it's about meeting people, it's about co-working with these people, it's about finding people who will help with our initiatives. So apart from the team, of course, we will have many program participants. We are right now on our website. You can see a program suggestion form where you can fill it in that you believe that this or that topic is something that definitely should be covered during a con-running event. So that's what can happen there. And the team will later on be choosing those items to make the program as interesting as possible. But whatever will be the level of how interesting the program will be, you need to remember that it will be also important to meet the people, to exchange your experiences, to make friends, as this is what Smofcon is about, not only to learn, but also to deepen the bonds within the community. So here is the last slide, which I will leave for now. So you can see here our some few more pictures from from Lisbon, you can see that our website, which is smofconeurope.com, or our email, which is info@smofconeurope.com. And we finished even sooner than I expected. I was expecting to go on a few more minutes. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask them now. We can explain more about Smofcons as an idea, or our plans for Smofcon, where we are, what we plan to do, and things like that. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them. And Marguerite, I'm not sure if you would like to add something more.
No, I just want to say thank you very much for coming and listening to us. I am looking forward to your questions. We're looking forward to hearing those ideas from you. As Marcin says, there is that feedback form, the program ideas form, but also just if this is something you're interested in, come check it out. Come tell your friends. You know, we want this to be as broad an audience as we can reach. So we're really hoping to see a lot of you there.
I'm pasting the link to the website in the chat.
Oh, brilliant.
Okay, so I have a small question. I was looking through what the Smofcon is, and I tried to find the previous year's program. And what was very strange for me, but probably this is because Smofcon was held in US, there were points about legal stuff, how to handle legal stuff, how to handle insurance or something like that. And unfortunately, these realities are different depending on the country. So if, for example, you had a blog about legal stuff, it would be, I would consider it useless. Because every country has its own law, and it's basically pointless to discuss the policies of individual countries. You should get such advice only in your country. It's relevant to your location, yeah?
That is absolutely true. I would 100% recommend that you get legal advice for your own venue in your own country. But a lot of times when people are starting out, they don't even realize that they need legal advice, or what types of legal advice they might need, or what types of insurance they might need. So a lot of these might be venue specific, particularly when they're held in the US. Even there, not every state has the same laws, but there are more similarities. But there are more general topics of as well. You know, have you remembered to insure your art show if you have one? What kind of insurance do you provide that your venue might not? What do you look for in a contract to guarantee that you're covered? Where you still have to check your own local laws, absolutely, but that general advice can still be useful.
Okay, and another question is that realities are different. We are from Eastern Europe, and our conventions are not held at hotels. We usually don't deal. Most of us don't deal with a venue that's run for profit as a business. Like some conventions are held at the. I'm lost for words. At the venue that is dedicated to do the trade show, but some are simply held at schools, and most are held with some kind of a cultural organization, be it the library, be it neighborhood cultural place, and will we basically come to common understanding, or will there be simply only talks about so-called Western-centric conventions that you go to a hotel and you have panels and you pay for photos with your lovely actors of Game of Thrones or something? Because this is not happening in Poland, and would be very hard to make use of any such advice for our realities.
If I may cover it as a person from Poland, and so the Western fandom, despite being different in many regards from Polish fandom, it's also in many regards it's similar, and a lot of conventions that take place in the hotels in UK or Ireland, for example, or US, are in a basic idea the same as Polish conventions. Of course, they have different venue, but it's not that there are only comic cons there and the commercial events. There is way more comic cons than in Poland. We have just one, and it's not very good. In the US, there is like more than one in every state, or almost every state. So the venue itself is different. So if there will be a program item devoted, let's say, to how to negotiate contract with your hotel, it may be interesting for us from Poland to go there. However, most of the venues with whom we are working will have different requirements and will try to put different things in the legal agreement. That's definitely true. However, the other type of program items, or for example, like how to build a program, or how to make convention accessible, how to moderate a panel, how to fight with burning out in funded organizations. And I'm taking these from the previous Smofcon I was attending. So they were all quite interesting and quite eye-openers. One important thing is, at least for me, that Smofcon, the one that I have attended, was not like course at university or anywhere that was teaching me like step by step how to make a convention. It was rather showing me the possibilities and mobilizing to think about ideas or to question the way I'm doing certain things, instead of saying me that this is the only right way to do a program. It was rather, we're doing it like that, we do this, you should always consider that, but it was never like, this is the only way you should approach. It was exchanging ideas, learning from each other, and trying to understand the difficulties others are facing. So in my opinion, it's interesting for a Polish conrunner to see, to learn. And what I can say, it's because it's in Europe and it is visual, it will be to a certain extent virtual. It's the cheapest way how we can check whether we would like to attend Smofcon, because most often it's in US or Canada, which increases the pricing for anyone from Europe by at least one order of magnitude, usually a little bit more even. So that's what I can say here.
I think as well, there is probably more overlap between Polish events and Portuguese events. Many of the con runners that we've talked to in Portugal talk about, events that are not in hotels. They are events where locals come in and have their day and then go home. It's not held in a hotel. They might be schools, they might be museums, they might be outside, they might be different kinds of locations. And I'm hoping that some of that overlap will actually spread into more Western, more Anglo-speaking style events as well, because I think there's going to be quite a change in the way that events start working. And so being able to get those ideas from people is actually incredibly useful.
Okay, thanks you for answering my questions and concerns.
You're welcome. If anyone else feels like asking a question, feel free. And of course, if you will not ask your questions right now, I will be still at Discord. You can talk to me, and you can talk to me in Polish if you prefer. Or you can catch me later anytime if we're friends on Facebook or anywhere else. So feel free to do it. But if you have something now, it's a very good moment to do it. Okay, I think that there is no more questions. So if to sum it up or add one more advice at the end, what Galatea mentioned about checking the previous programs, I really advise to do that. It may be a way to look at what type of program items are covered at the convention, please just check more than one, because each Smofcon is a wandering convention, so each team every year may have a little bit different approach and may concentrate more on one aspect and a little bit less on the other. So it's not like every 2 Smofcons will be the same. They will differ because different people run them. And well, it's one of the value that lies within the convention, that because it's traveling, it allows different points of view every year. So, but it's good to check the program of the previous events, to see more or less what types of items and discussions you may expect. Okay, and I think that will be all. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for coming, also Marguerite, to you.
Well, thank you, everybody.
And well, should you have any questions, just let me know, and I will try to answer them afterwards as well. Okay, bye everyone.
Bye-bye.